So hi, by the time you watch this video, we are coming home to Philippines for our upcoming wedding. Stressed out and nerve-wracking kind of event indeed, and I know it has been a hot minute since the last time I uploaded my job search vlog. So this would be a bit long to unpack. So I think it has been about 4 or 5 months since we moved to a new suburb, and honestly, it has been such a refreshing change of pace. We are much farther from Brisbane City now, and instead of the city's bustling noise, we have been surrounded by the beautiful reserve parks in northern Brisbane. The area feels more laid back, and we have found ourselves taking long walks regularly. It's funny because here, most of the places we go to are at least a kilometer away, if not more. That's a bit different from what we were used to, but the walks are something we have come to enjoy and tolerate. The quietness here is another blessing. It is a world apart from the bustling sounds of big trucks and traffic we used to hear all the time. Now, instead of the rumble of city life, we wake up to the sounds of nature. Crows, magpies, and kookaburras are everywhere around our new home. At first, it was a bit surprising to see so many of them, but now they feel like part of the family. We have even named some of them. There's Mario the crow, Maria the magpie, and of course our absolute favorite, Cookie the kookaburra. Cookie has become such a regular part of our mornings. We are still not sure if Cookie is a male or female, but we adore their daily visits between 8 to 10 a.m. There's something special about hearing them cackle as we are getting ready for the day. And I rarely see them in the afternoons, but honestly, I would die to hear their weird, joyful laugh every time a kookaburra shows up. It is such a unique sound that I have grown to love. This neighborhood has given us a chance to slow down and really appreciate the little things, like the cool, sweet winds that blow through every late afternoon. There's a certain peacefulness here that just settles into your nervous system, making it feel like we are in our own little world. It's not all perfect, of course. It can get a bit extra hot at times, but even with that, we absolutely love our new place. It feels like home, and there's something comforting about being in a quieter, more peaceful environment. This small community we have become a part of really feels like a fresh start. And because of the move, we were finally able to set up our mini home office, which has been such a game changer for us. There's nothing fancy or grand about it, but we have been dreaming of having our own personal space for work for so long, so it feels like a little victory. It's not exactly the Pinterest-worthy setup we have been envisioning for years, believe me. We have saved a tons of inspiration on those boards, but we're just happy to have our own designated spaces to get things done. It is cozy, functional, and really helps us focus, especially after working from random corners of the house before. It may not be perfect yet, but for now it's ours, and we are excited to continue tweaking it and making it our own little productivity hub. It is amazing how much of a difference having that personal space can make, and we are really grateful to finally have it.
Kato nga lang makao lang. Ang ilawom na lagi. Anak, dahil pa kita itong ilawom. Let's see. Parehas ang kulon.
So now, going back to my job search journey, I am still keen for new opportunities and staying open to what is out there. However, I've been taking things a bit slower lately. After all, wedding bells are ringing pretty soon in December. So yeah, I am feeling a bit stressed, but I'm really trying to keep things low key and not turn it into a big deal. Honestly, with everything going on, my plate is pretty full right now, and I've had to make my mental well being a priority. That's why I haven't been putting as much pressure on myself to apply the 10 jobs a day like I used to. Before, I was really pushing myself, sending out applications non-stop. But with the wedding prep and everything else, I have realized it is okay to slow down a bit. I am still committed to the job search, just with a more balanced approach. Sometimes you just have to adjust the pace and not overdo it when life gets hectic, like mine. Obviously, the job market has been really tough this year. It's gotten to the point where for every role I come across on job postings, there are at least 300 other applicants, or worse, close to 2,000, all competing for the same position. And honestly, that makes it so frustrating. Sometimes I get caught up in feeling inadequate, especially when I think about the gaps in my tech skills. But I always have to remind myself that it's not just me. The job market is really brutal right now. It's been rough for so many people, and that includes dealing with companies that ghost you after interviews, or worse, after final interview. It's disheartening to put in the effort and then hear nothing back. But I'm trying to keep in mind that this is just part of the reality we are all facing in this tough market. So, just to give you a little recap, let me take you back to the last episode I uploaded 2 months ago or 3 months ago. In that video, I shared the first three companies that moved my application forward to the initial interview stage. Unfortunately, none of those progressed any further to the final round. It was disappointing, of course, but that's how it goes sometimes. After our move, I was still receiving callbacks from some of the companies I had applied to earlier. August, in particular, was a busy month for me. It was filled with tech exam reviews and quite a few initial interviews. Thankfully, some of those applications actually made it to the final round, which was exciting. It's been a lot of hard work, and while there's no guarantee, it feels good to get that far in the process. So prior to our move, I had already started receiving callbacks, and some interviews were scheduled right in the middle of our apartment hunting. It was during that time, about 2 weeks before I uploaded my sixth episode of this job search journey. It was a chaotic period, juggling apartment hunting while managing those callbacks. So, one particular company stands out because their hiring process took more than 2 months to get through. Their turnaround time for feedback was about 3 weeks, which surprisingly I was okay with. I knew the exact timeline of their hiring process from the start, so there were no empty promises, and I totally understood how things worked on their end. I came so close, I almost got the job, but I guess it just wasn't the perfect time to join their organization. So I had to quickly move forward and refocus on job hunting again. And the next company was a different story. They ghosted me after the final round, which was incredibly frustrating. There had been a lot of false hope, and I truly believe they would be more straightforward in rejecting candidates, but instead they just disappeared. It felt tragic, honestly, because I had invested so much time and effort in the process. I even visited their office, fell in love with the company culture, and started to imagine myself being part of the team. But in the end, I guess I wasn't the right fit for them. I mean, again, as much as I would like to say I have completely moved on from being ghosted, it still feels unfair and so weird. You invest so much energy only to be left out with no closure. It's tough, I swear. Because of this ongoing job search journey, I have become one of those people who constantly keep tabs on technical questions. It's been almost a year now, and my Notion pages have gotten pretty messy. So I decided to create this long list of pages filled with tons of questions across different categories: HTML, CSS, PHP, JavaScript, preprocessors like SAS, accessibility, security, and some web fundamentals, and more. It was time to organize everything, so I figured I would share the list of my resources if you're happy to check it out. I have done my best to arrange them by category, though I'm not entirely sure if everything fits perfectly into the right sections, but this is what I have managed to put together so far. As you can see, I built all of this on Notion and even published it as a website. There are already plenty of categories, and I have added extra pages that cover additional topics like WordPress, AEM, and PHP. I included this because, in my experience, companies tend to ask about a broad range of topics in interviews, especially for most of the positions I have applied to. I will share the link to this website in the comment section and pin it so you can easily find it. There's also a tally form link on the website so you can add your own suggestions or questions if you would like. So, when it comes to coding exams like algorithms, I only have two main resources, which is LeetCode and Great Frontend. And I know for sure that all of you have visited these two websites. I think they are not mind blowing resources, but they're definitely popular websites for developers like me. If ever you have a website that is not LeetCode and Great Frontend, I am open to try it out and check the exercises if it's not repetitive enough to see from LeetCode and Great Frontend. So I'm happy to check it out as well. Unfortunately, I don't have any big job search breakthroughs to share just yet, but I am really excited for what's ahead with the wedding coming up and this new chapter unfolding. There's just so much to look forward to, and I am still hopeful that everything will fall into place both in my career and personal life. So, if you're going through a similar job search struggle, just know you're not alone. Let me know in the comments how you're handling the ups and downs. It's always good to hear different perspectives, and if you have got any tips or even just want to share your own experience, I am all ears. Or maybe some of you could read other comments as well, and maybe it gives you a little bit of comfort. So, thanks again for sticking with me through this journey. Don't forget to hit the like button if you really like this video genuinely or resonated with you, and subscribe if you want to follow along with this job search, since I still don't have a job. So yeah, see you in the next episode. Bye.